Something You Love, a Marvel fanfiction written on AO3 by Lakia_space. The link for this fanfiction will be in the description box below, so I encourage you all to go check it out. Morgan took in her surroundings. The smell of paint, the sound of children laughing, and the aroma of joy diffused the air. She bent over the sink in Miss Green's second grade classroom, sloppily scrubbing her hands with soap. She'd made a rookie mistake, brushing her hair out of her face before washing the paint off her hands. After successfully cleaning up, the girl walked back to her seat. She glanced behind her at the whiteboard, where today's assignment was etched out in colorful letters. Paint something you love. And she had done just that. Morgan had painted quite the collection over the past year, including a dinosaur, a French robot, and a portal to an imaginary realm named Yogano. But this was her greatest creation by far. Morgan heard high-pitched heeled footsteps approaching and turned to meet Miss Green's grin. "What did you paint, Morgan?" Morgan smiled, wide and bright. "What I love the most." Miss Green chuckled. "That's lovely, dear." Then a knock came at the door, and Miss Green looked up. "That'll be Mr. Hogan, here to pick you up early for a dentist appointment." The woman strode to the door and turned the cold brass knob and let the door swing open. There stood Happy, alongside a lanky, brown-haired teenager. "Peter!" Morgan shouted, running up to hug the teen. The girl, stronger than she looked, and catching Peter by surprise, nearly tackled him with the hug. "Oh, gee, thanks for the warm welcome, kid," Happy murmured. "You always pick me up," Morgan retorted. Peter pulled away from Morgan's embrace. "What are we doing today, Morgie?" The girl immediately perked up like a dog. Taking Peter's hand in hers, she hastily led them to the desk. Peter's heart warmed at the painting. "We had to paint something we love, so I had to draw Mommy and Daddy and Uncle Rhodey and Happy and you," Morgan chirped excitedly. The painting was sloppy and still wet. Happy's arms were way too long, and Pepper's head was too small. One of Peter's eyes were bigger than the other, and Rhodey's left hand had 6 fingers. Nevertheless, Peter felt hot tears welling up behind his eyes. "That's really good, Morg," Peter breathed. "You could be the next Van Gogh." "Oh, but I want to keep both my ears," the brunette child gasped, throwing up her small hands over her ears. Happy piped up, still standing in the doorway. "Come on, you two. The appointment's at 1:30. As they walked to the car, Peter's head and heart were still churning. "Am I really one of the things you love the most?" Peter asked, opening the door for Morgan to climb in. Morgan laughed. "Of course. Daddy told me I had to or he'd kick me out. He said he was loyal to his first child before me. I know he was joking, but I still love you anyway." Peter chuckled. He was sure that was something Tony would say. God, he missed Tony. It's been 3 years since he died. Peter had been left with an enormous gaping hole in his heart. He was Tony's intern, his mentee, his kid, his quote-unquote first child. After Tony's passing, he struggled being Spider-Man. Hell, most days he even struggled being Peter Parker. Sometimes he found it easier just to be Morgan Stark's big brother.